Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm just quickly going to plug my mic there. I hope you guys can hear me. And let me know if you can actually hear me. I just started the video without my mic on. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Day. And I hope you guys are having already an amazing week that you started with a bang for this new month, right? I hope that you guys have already, or that you already have your goals and that you're able to get there and do what you really need to do. So thank you so much for tuning in. If this is the first time that you're tuning in, I'm Leila. I'm passionate about health awareness and helping home-based business owners take their business to the online platform. And I hope that every time you come here, you get tons of motivation, inspiration, and tips for you to go out, grow yourself, and grow your business as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know where you're coming from. Drop me a hi in the comments below. And also feel free to tag any of your friends or anyone that might need this information as well today. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful for having you here today. And if it's not your first time here, you're more than welcome. And thank you for sharing your time with me as well. So what is this one thing that you can start doing that is actually going to enhance your uniqueness, and it's going to make people really attracted to what you have? And this is something that I see this happening a lot. And when I start talking with my clients and we have our one-on-ones, it's really interesting when you start asking them about this. So it's so important for you to think about it, and for you to decide that, you know what, maybe I don't know what I'm doing, or maybe I do know what I'm doing, or this is the first step that you really need to decide, okay, what is it that I really want to be, and how are people actually going to connect with me? So what is this one element that really needs to be decided when you are going to do your business online that's going to differentiate you from everybody else? And that is basically you developing your personal brand. And this is so amazing, so important, that I know that in the beginning, personally, I didn't do it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know why it was important. But later on, I really started to understand that it was something important. It is a way for you to really generate multiple sources of income, and it is a way that can definitely generate or be that can help you start attracting the right prospects to you, and having people asking you what is it that you do rather than you going after them. So it's so important for you to differentiate yourself from everybody else, and for you to start branding yourself, because that is definitely what's going to be attracting people to you as well. So how can we do that? How do we do that? We're going to be talking about 4 different steps that you can start doing that. Personal brand is everything. Remember that in today's age, the way people do business, it's not basically just deciding to give you money. They really need to feel that you understand them. So you need to build a personal relationship with them, and they also need to know that they can trust you. So it's about relationship building, and really about being there and being intentional and being authentic about it. So let's go into our steps for you to start developing your personal brand. And they're really basic, but at the end, there's a really good goodie that you guys can get. So the first thing is that you have to know thyself. If you don't know you and what is it that you are stand for, your values, your passions, your talents, your idea, then there is no point of you trying to get out. And if you've been on a call with me, you will probably know the first question I'll ask you is, who do you want to be known as? What is it that what is it that you do, and what is it that you want people to know you as? And sometimes I know that this is the first part for people to start getting stuck. They're like, but you know. And the second thing I usually say is that you have to know that your product is not your brand, and your product is not your niche as well. So your product stands inside a niche, but your product is not the niche. So you can be having something like, let's talk about Bitcoin. I'm going to choose Bitcoin today. So then your niche is going to be cryptocurrency, and it's going to be making money. So those are the type of niches that you are going to be in. And you probably would want to be known as the expert in cryptocurrency, or the expert in Bitcoin, or someone that talks about alternative ways of storing money. So you really need to decide what is it that you want to be known. And when you think about, for example, cryptocurrency, is that really your passion? Is that what you really want to do? Do you really understand the market, and do you really want to be known as that person? This is such an important question, because as we start building our businesses, things can get a little bit rough, but you need to know that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens next. It doesn't matter what happens in a few months. This is what I want to know, and this is what I want to teach people that they can do, and this is the alternative that I can actually help them with. I can help them with this specific solution. So step number one is that you have to know thyself. You have to know your passions. You have to know your strengths. You have to know your weaknesses. You have to know your talents. You have to know your ideas, so you can come and implement them. Number two is that you need to find the sweet spot. And the sweet spot is basically, and I like saying this, it's basically what probably made you decide to do the business that you're doing. So what was that one thing that you really wanted to answer, or that you really had problems with, that when this opportunity came your way, you were like, bam, this is what I need, and this is the problem that it really solves. And if you think about that, you're probably going to see that there's so many other people that have the same problem as yours. And now you're actually going to come out and providing them with the solution, and people will start being like, oh, but this is exactly what I've been asking myself for the past 4 months. So you need to be able to find the sweet spot. And the sweet spot, it basically needs that you know who is your target market, and you know how you can help them. Because if you don't know how to help them, and if you don't know what their problems are, then you'll not be able to find the sweet spot. So the sweet spot is basically finding their pain and being able to provide them with the solution. So I see that a lot of people actually come and say, you know what, you need to buy my product. But what if you explain to me, why is the product so important? Why is your product so great? And instead of just telling me to buy it, really educate me for me to understand, why should I be joining forces with you rather than going to someone else? So those are questions that as entrepreneurs, and especially home-based business owners, need to think about and come out and remember that you really want to create a relationship, and you want to build a trustworthy customer base, right? So number three is that you need to know your brand element. So here is basically answering who is your product for, and how can you use your product? Who do your products serve, or your product or your services? Who do they serve, and what makes it unique? And as I was saying, why should I do business with you rather than going to someone else? Why should I decide that, you know what, I'm going to give my business to Layla rather than giving to X, Y, and Z? So it's so important. And this is when we talk about building the value ladder when it comes to doing business with a specific person, is that you really need to build the value ladder. It really needs to be something that it's irresistible. And I'm not even going to think 3 times, because your offer is the best one that is out there for the people that are selling the same thing. So really, really, really be committed to create a really packet value, so that people can come and say, hey, I'm ready and I definitely want to do business with you. And that is possible when you package your brand nicely. And as I said in the beginning, having a personal brand really allows you to have multiple sources of income. How many of you currently can actually say that my company has closed? With everything that has happened in the world, they're not shipping anymore to where I stay. They've decided to only keep themselves in one specific geographical location. And my question is, yes, that has happened, but did you have a brand before that? And if you did, you probably won't have a problem finding something else to replace that one form of income that you had. The fourth thing is that you need to commit. You need to commit to the process. And being an entrepreneur, it's definitely a process, it is a journey, and it's not a destination. We have to keep evaluating ourselves all the time. And the great thing is, it's going to be like this, like up and down. Some days are going to be extremely great, other days are going to be extremely bad, then other days great, other days bad, and bad, 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 and good. So it's really good for you to understand that it is a process. And during that process, the one thing that you have to do as an entrepreneur is to decide to always be a data collector, making sure that whatever you've done on day one, it really did work. And whatever you didn't do on whatever you did on day three really didn't work. So you know which things, which actions you need to take more of so that you can get better results every single day. So important for you to stop and think about that every single day. And how can you actually improve? How can you increase your engagement, increase the way you actually connect with people? Really important for you to sit down and do that. Important for you to look at your journey and see what things have worked for you and what things have not worked for you. So today, the main message is really start building your brand. And you might ask yourself, what does that mean? Well, I can definitely help you with that. And you're more than welcome to just claim your free strategy call, and we can actually get in touch with each other, and we can talk about what does that mean. And this one thing will definitely help you bring your uniqueness into the business and help you start attracting better prospects and attract quality prospects that really are going to be able to connect with you, and that is going to increase your your reach, and it's going to increase your revenue at the end as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. Remember that you can actually claim your free strategy call, and we can have a chat about your brand and how is your business going. And thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.